NFL Week 8 Power Rankings. So number 10, I have the Buffalo Bills dropping three spots. They really have to figure their shit out right now. They lost against the Patriots, and their normally dominant defense, they just collapsed against the Patriots. Mac Jones diced them up, and I think their defensive injuries that I talked about last week is starting to take effect. Without Matt Milano, without some of those other guys, their defense has just not looked as good. And their offense, I don't know, they got to figure out whatever is happening on their offense. They have all the talent. They have a decent offensive line. They still have Diggs. They still have Josh Allen. They still have James Cook. They're just not putting it all together. Josh Allen once again reverted back to hero ball. He has to stop doing that. This continues to be really good. I still think the Buffalo Bills offense can carry their team to at least a playoff, if they can just get the Josh Allen and their running game going. But their defense to me is starting to become a concern, especially with all those injuries. So I think for the rest, I have to put them in number 10. The number 9, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. They're on bye, so they stay where they are. And then number 8, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars staying where they are. They beat the Saints, but it was not the best performance by the Jaguars, especially their defense. Saints don't have a good offense, but the Jaguars defense, I was kind of disappointed in them. Um, I thought they should have shut down the New Orleans offense. They did not do that. But this season, I still believe the Jaguars have done really well on defense. So I still had them at 8, but that win against the Saints was not enough to bump them up. Their offense, though, they played a very efficient game. Their offense is looking better, but I don't have 100% trust in them just yet. So I have them at number 8, which might be lower than some other people. And number 7, I have the Detroit Lions dropping 5 spots. It was just a blowout against the Ravens. Nothing went right for them against the Ravens. Their offense, their defense, all completely collapsed. Just nothing went right for them on their offense, like at all, or defense. Jared Goff's stats look decent, but other than that, their offense just defense could not do anything. And then at number 6, I have the Miami Dolphins down a spot. They lost against the Eagles, but they definitely showed some fight. Offense got pretty much slowed down. Tyreek Hill still looked good. Tua was all right. I think their offensive line was worse than I thought. Their defense surprisingly has been getting better, and I think their offense will continue their defense will continue to improve. And we know what the Dolphins' offense is, a really good but not historic offense. So I do think the Dolphins are only dropping 1 spot. It was not a horrible loss against the Eagles. And I still have the Dolphins at number 6. Number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens up 5 spots. A complete dominant win over the Lions. Lamar Jackson had one of his best games. The defense shut down an explosive Lions offense. Their but I was really impressed by that Ravens offense. Their wide receivers, for once in a lifetime, did good. Gus Edwards did good. It was just a perfect win against the Detroit Lions, and it's gonna push them up. When you blow out a playoff contender like the Lions, you deserve to be shot up, and definitely prove some of my worries with Lamar Jackson and that offense. So good for you, Ravens. Number 4, I have the Dallas Cowboys up 2 spots. They're on bye, but because of the Lions losing, you get 2 spot. You get a free move. You get to move up for free. Number 3, I have the San Francisco 49ers down 2 spots. Second consecutive loss. Again, their offense without Williams and Debo could not do enough. Their offense wasn't horrible, but against a bad Vikings defense, I expected a lot more. Brock Purdy looks like a regular mediocre quarterback. Offensive line to me was not a huge problem. It was just really Brock Purdy. McCaffrey was fine, but to me the biggest concern is 49ers defense. They really did not slow down the Vikings at all outside of like the points. Niners defense, I still believe they're really good. I still believe um, they have all the talent in the world, and once Williams Debo comes back, they'll continue to be the dominant ways, but you can't be just slightly concerned about the Niners right now. And number 2, I have the Philadelphia Eagles up 2 spots. Good win over the Dolphins. Very good win. They proved my secondary. Um, the Eagles secondary to me slow down the Dolphins passing game, which I was really impressed by. Their defensive line continues to be dominant. It's their offense that's keeping me from putting them at number 1. There's something that's still off about their offense, whether it's Jalen Hurts 2 turnovers, and for the first like 3 quarters they didn't really do that much against like an average at best Miami Dolphins defense. So if they can just get their offense figured out, I think they can be a top team if their offense figures out, because clearly their defense right now is top notch. And then dropped out none, although there are honorable mentions to like the Seahawks and the Browns. I thought about putting both of you, but I don't think Seahawks win is enough to justify a top 10 spot for the Seahawks. And I don't trust the Browns offense like at all. So none of them, nobody dropped out, nobody came in. Number one, I have the Kansas City Chiefs blowing out the LA Chargers. Their offense, I think, is starting to get better. Kelsey's starting to become that dominant factor he always is. Mahomes looks a lot more comfortable, and their wide receivers are finally there's some wide receiver production. Rashee Rice, um, Tony hasn't been that horrible. But Kansas City offense is great, but it's their defense. No, great defense. Chris Jones, McDuffie, their defense has been carrying them so far, and I think they'll continue carrying them. I think they with their offense coming up back alive. I believe they're one of the more balanced teams, like the Eagles and the Niners. So I have the Kansas City Chiefs returning to number one spot. So there you have it, my NFL Week 8 power rankings.